Chapter 2. The Globe, Model of the Earth. Model of the Earth. A globe is a small model of the Earth. It is the nearest representation of our Earth. It shows the shape and location of continents, oceans, countries, and some important cities. In the past, people believed the Earth to be flat shaped. The photographs taken from space proved that the Earth is spherical in shape. It resembles an orange, slightly flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator. This particular shape of the Earth is called geode dot. The shape of the Earth can be best represented on a model so that we can study it properly. This model is called the globe. Map. A map is a representation of the Earth on a flat surface. Observing the minute details of each country on a globe can be challenging due to its small scale. To examine these details more clearly, we use maps that provide a precise and enlarged view. A book of maps is called an atlas. Continents and oceans of the Earth. In the globe, most of the surface of the Earth is painted in blue color. It represents oceans. There are 5 oceans in the world: the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Southern Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. Southern Ocean is believed to be an extension of the 3 oceans. That is, the Pacific, the Atlantic, and the Indian Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean, while the Atlantic is the busiest ocean. Some other portions in the globe are painted in yellow or brown colors. These denote continents. There are 7 continents, i.e., Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Australia, and Antarctica. Asia is the largest and Australia is the smallest continent. You will also notice some vertical and horizontal lines on the globe. Besides, there are these fixed points on the top and bottom of the globe. These fixed points are the North Pole and the South Pole. The imaginary line exactly in the middle of the 2 poles is called the equator. The equator divides the globe into 2 hemispheres. The northern half is called the northern hemisphere and the southern half is called the southern hemisphere. It runs round the circumference of the globe. Parallels of latitudes. A number of circles are drawn parallel to the equator. All these circles, including the equator itself, are called latitudes. They are parallel to each other. Hence, they are also called the parallels. The equator represents the 0 degrees. Latitude is measured in degrees. Each hemisphere has 90 degrees of latitude. The whole Earth consists of 180 degrees of latitudes. 90 degrees latitude in the northern hemisphere is called the North Pole, while the 90 degrees latitude in the southern hemisphere is called the South Pole. Besides the equator, there are some other important latitudes. The Tropic of Cancer is 23½ degree N. The Tropic of Capricorn is 23½ degree S. The Arctic Circle is 66½ degree N. The Antarctic Circle is 66½ degree S. The above latitudes help in dividing the Earth into various climatic zones. For the sake of convenience, the parallels of latitude are drawn at an interval of 10 degrees. The equator is the biggest of all latitudes. The length of latitudes decreases as we move away from the equator to the poles. Meridians of longitudes. Longitudes are imaginary lines drawn vertically from the North Pole to the South Pole. These lines are also called meridians. The 0-degree meridian passes through the Greenwich Laboratory near London, UK. It is called prime meridian. It is also known as the International Meridian or Greenwich Meridian. There are 180 longitudes in the western half and another 180 longitudes in the eastern half of the globe. Thus, there are 360 semicircles running between the poles. Meridians to the east of Greenwich are marked E, and those to the west are marked W. The latitudes and longitudes cut each other at right angles and form a network of lines on the globe. These lines are called the grid. The grid helps us in locating places. For example, Pondicherry lies at 12° N and 80° E. We can find the exact location of Pondicherry with the help of latitudes and longitudes. Directions. Understanding directions is crucial for learning about places or navigating to a specific location. Maps universally adhere to the four cardinal directions: east, west, north, and south. On a map, north is typically represented at the top, south at the bottom, east to the right, and west to the left. In addition to these primary directions, there are also intermediate or secondary directions, which include northeast, southeast, northwest, and southwest. These directions help in pinpointing locations more precise on a map.